All right, lesson 8.1, adding and subtracting polynomials. A monomial is an expression that is a number, a variable, or the product of a number or one or more variables. You guys have been working with monomials for quite a while. You actually call them terms. So when we talk about a monomial, we say it's an expression that could be a number, like the number 5. It could be a variable, like y, but it also could be the product of a number or variable, like 5x. You use monomials or terms when you started combining like terms, okay? The degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of its variables. Meaning you take all of the variables and you add up the exponents. So if I look at 2/3 x, I have one variable. It doesn't have an exponent, but it's understood that this is to the first power. So 2/3 x has degree 1. 7x squared y cubed has degree the sum of the exponents. 2 plus 3 is 5, so 7x squared y cubed has degree 5. What about the number 8? 8 has degree, well, let's see, it doesn't have an exponent at all. So what if I put an exponent on there? What if I wrote 8x to the 0 power? Anything to the 0 power is 1. So that's the same thing as saying 8 times 1, which would be 8. So a constant has degree 0. And this is true for all constants. Any number by itself, that's called a constant, has degree 0. So if I wanted to find the degree for each of these, 18, that's a constant, so I know it has degree 0. 3xy cubed, remember that there's a 1 here. It's kind of understood, we don't write it anymore. But 3 plus 1 is 4, so this has degree 4. 6c, c is to the first power, degree 1. 5x cubed, y squared z, remember z is also to the first power. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6, so this is degree 6. A polynomial is a monomial or the sum or difference of two or more monomials. So polynomial. And here's how I want you to think about that. Mono means one, so it's just one term. Poly means many, so it's many terms. So here's an example of a polynomial, many terms. So it has monomials joined together by addition or subtraction. That's all it is, okay? So here is an example of a polynomial. The standard form of a polynomial is the degree of its monomials written in order from left to right. So you have to look at each independent term. So this is degree 2. This term right here is degree 4. This term is degree 2. This term right here is degree 1. And this term is degree 0. So when we write it in standard form, we have to put the largest termed or the largest degreed monomial first. So this term right here, the positive 3x squared y, is the largest degree. So that's going to be written first. 3x squared y squared. Okay? I have two terms that both have degree 2. Both of these are degree 2. However, when you have something like that, then you fall back to that whole rule of putting things in ABC order. X comes before y, so positive 5x squared would be next, minus 4y squared, minus 3y plus 5. So this polynomial is now written in standard form because the degrees of the monomials are from the largest degree to the smallest. Okay, the degree of a polynomial is the same as the degree of the greatest monomial inside that polynomial. So let's talk about that. So if I have 4x squared plus 3x cubed y, I would have to write this in standard form. First of all, standard form, this needs to come first. This term is degree 3, 4. So 3x cubed y plus 4x squared. So I've written it in standard form, and if I had to say anything about this polynomial, I could tell you that this polynomial is degree 4. This is a 4th degree polynomial because the largest degree monomial in this polynomial is how you name the degree of the polynomial. A quadratic is a polynomial, oh sorry, I thought it said degree 2. A binomial is a polynomial with 2 terms. Bi, like a bicycle. An example would be 4x plus 2y. This is a binomial. It has 2 terms. Another example, 3x plus 4. This is a binomial. It's a polynomial with 2 terms. A trinomial is a polynomial with 3 terms, like a tricycle. An example of that would be 3x squared plus 2y plus 5. There are 3 terms in this polynomial. Another example, 5x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x. 3 terms inside this polynomial. What about this? 5x cubed plus 3x minus 2x cubed. Is this a trinomial? No, you're right, it is not, because 5x cubed and negative 2x cubed, these are the same degree. That means that I can combine them. 5x cubed minus 2x cubed is 3x cubed. So I really have 3x cubed plus 3x. So this would be a binomial. Okay, so we name our polynomials 2 ways. We have to name them by the degree and the number of terms. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the side here. So if something has 1 degree, it is just called linear. If something, and actually we need to throw a 0 in here. Remember, what did I say with degree 0 is a constant? Okay. Degree 0 is a constant. Linear, 1 degree. 2 degrees is called a quadratic. 3 degrees is called a cubic. 4 degrees is called a quartic. Q-U-A-R-T-I-C. And 5 degrees is called a quintic. Anything after that would be like, if it had 6 degrees, meaning an exponential value of 6, that would be called a 6th degree poly. Anything after that is just called 6th degree, 7th degree, 8th degree. Number of terms. So if it doesn't have any terms, it's not anything. If it has 1 term, that's called a monomial. 2 terms, binomial, 3 terms, trinomial, 4 terms, poly, meaning many, nomial, and anything after 4 is going to receive the name of a polynomial. Okay? So we are going to add polynomials. So let's look at this first one. 6x squared plus 7 minus 9x to the 4th. We're going to name it based off of the degree, and we're going to name it based off of the number of terms. But the first thing I have to do is put it in standard form. So this is degree 4. It has to come first, negative 9x to the 4th. This is degree 2 plus 6x squared plus 7. So this is a 4th degree. I'm going to go up to my list. Degree 4 is a quartic. So this is a quartic. How many terms does it have? It also has 1, 2, 3, 3 terms. 3 number of terms is a trinomial. So this is a quartic trinomial. Let's jump down to this one. Number of terms. Well, first of all, I have to combine like terms. 7 minus 11 is negative 4. So I have negative 4v plus 8. The largest degree monomial right here is degree 1. Remember, if it's degree 1, it's called a linear. Degree 1, look at your chart, is linear. And then the number of terms, 1, 2, binomial. A linear binomial. All right? Sometimes you're going to have to add or subtract polynomials. Adding polynomials is just combining like terms. The parentheses are there to throw you off. Don't let it throw you off. So there's an imaginary 1 in front of here. 1 plus 3 is 4. So I have 4t squared. Negative 6, a positive 11 becomes plus 5. So this is a degree 2 quadratic binomial. And if you were asked to find the leading coefficient, that's the first coefficient once it's written in standard term, the leading coefficient once it's written in standard form. And the leading coefficient here is 4. I'm going to jump down to this one that has subtraction with it, because this is the only challenging piece. This is just like distributing. This is like multiplying a negative 1 through. So I'm going to rewrite it as v cubed plus 6v squared minus v minus 9v cubed, because I'm taking negative 1 times 9. Negative times a negative 7 becomes positive 7v squared. Negative 1 times a positive 3 minus 3v. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. I have a positive v cubed and a negative 9v cubed, which gives me negative 8v cubed. I have a positive 6v squared, a positive 7v squared, which gives me a positive 13v squared. I have a negative v and a negative 3v, which gives me a negative 4v. So it's written in standard form. My largest degree monomial is first. It's degree 3. Oh, degree 3, that means it is a cubic. How many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, a cubic trinomial. What is the leading coefficient? The leading coefficient is negative 8. All right, that's it.